focused on problem solving, especially as a family, that we have to maintain the focus is to solve the problem and not argue about who caused it. We get so many people that they're busy pointing fingers and finding real reasons on why it's not their fault, that they just don't invest a lot of energy.
Yeah, they never get to how to fix it. Yeah, because it's more important who caused the problem and that kind of thing.
Many of our people that we work with, they tend to not realize that scorecarding, the things that I drag with me that I've never forgiven you for, we're trying to always erase the scorecard.
When we're problem solving, we sure are.
And so the idea about problem solving is that we're trying to get these scorecard items off the list.
Right.
Okay.
And, I haven't brought this term up, and I think this is a good place for me to do that before we get into the 3 types of problems. The track record. If a scorecard is the negative things that I hold about you in our relationship, the track record is the positive things. When we actually work on a problem and solve it, now we're building a track record.
Sure.
Now we're building the list of things that we've done well at fixing, and we don't argue or have strife about them anymore.
Every little problem you solve gives you a little bit more investment in solving something that's more difficult. And by doing that, we tend to renew that relationship and energize it to a new level. And then finally, my one last thing as we're talking about this notion of problem solving, please remember that 90% of the things that you argue about are the same things over and over again. So you got to get them off the list. And there are times that, it may not be working. You're trying to solve through this, work through this, and you just got to take a timeout. The 2 components of a timeout are, A, stop thinking about it.
Right.
And remove yourself from the
situation.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Now, Carrie's going to give us those little notions here as we get to the 2-minute warning.
So here we are. The 2-minute warning are the 3 types of problems that are out there. Okay. And they are, number 1, those problems that I can solve. And the problems that I can solve are the problems that I maybe have created or that have to do with my life that don't impact my partner or my family. So maybe the color of my nail polish. Certainly, having a job would be my problem to solve, although if it impacts the family, we may have to have a discussion. It can get a little gooey when you start looking at these problems.
Well, we gave some examples about the child that was banned from baseball because dad punished him, but that's a problem we can solve because the son made the D true, but this is a problem that mom and dad have to be involved with. I've got to be involved with my role as a father, my role as a mother, and that will solve that issue. Okay.
Right.
So there are those problems that we can solve.
Problem number two are those that I can mediate but not solve. So these are ones that I can impact, I can start working on, but they're not going to go away immediately.
No, that's correct.
And so the baseball thing where dad and mom have to actually work together to figure out how we're going to help our child, I think would be an example of that.
Other examples might be easy examples. When you have a lot of debt and you can work on a budget, we can reduce the debt. We may not get rid of the debt, but we can improve upon that.
Right.
When we have an economy that the price of gas is ever increasing and we can figure out how to carpool with someone else, we can't change the fact that we
can't change the price of gas.
Yeah, we can't change that. When we have, in this case, we talked about a military partner that was always gone. I can't change that my partner's always gone, but how about when I can use some of these new modern technologies where we can have dad on the...
We can Skype.
Skype, yeah. We have dad video on the internet so we can talk to dad. We can improve that technology. And then finally, the last of the types of problems
Number 3.
are those that we can't resolve. And I get so many of my clients, they just don't understand that, don't think about it, don't work on it. It's just not going to go away. I'm Dr. Pilet. I want to remind everybody that Dr. Paul's going to be following us in just a few minutes. Please stay tuned for him. I think you'll enjoy his show.
And I'm Carrie Pilet, and you've been listening to Soulmates to Soulmates.
Thank you so much. Visit us at interventionsinc.com when you get a chance. Have a good night.